So I've kind of become addicted to Cards and Castles 2 recently, which just released a week ago. And I think I may have already broken the game. Man, we smack face for 12 here? That's so stupid. This all revolves around a mechanic called Backstab, which lets my units deal double damage when attacking from behind enemies, including the enemy castle. So the idea here is to power up these Backstab units to crazy attack totals to deal massive amounts of face damage. And this can be achieved super easily with two very particular cards, Strength of Will and Hidden Intent. These cards are going to make up the bulk of our stats because of the newly buffed 2/4 stat line of the Trapdoor Ninja and Eternal Life, which is just a really efficient health buff. After that, we have additional attack buffs with Fat Bard and Shadow Katana, each providing an extra 4 damage when paired with Backstab. So if you want to build this list yourself, I'll post the deck code down in the description. I'm no expert at the game right now, so take these card choices with a grain of salt. Many of these cards can also be substituted if you don't have all of them in your collection yet. All of the cards I just talked about, however, I would say are requirements, so definitely craft those if you don't have them already. We have access to 4 different Backstab units in these colors currently. Killer Monkey and Trapdoor Ninja are must-haves, but the Cage Ishikura is a legendary, so no worries if you don't have this one. I think the deck functions just fine without him. Shiva is another Backstab unit, but this list is going to play quite aggressive, so I'm not really sure she fits the archetype. But hey, she's a decent include if you don't have some of the other cards in the list yet. My most expensive card I've put in here is actually just the Brontosaurus, just to have some later game piece to fight with if need be, and it synergizes with the health swap cards. I was also a little worried about Swarm shutting down my combo, so I've included the only kind of AoE removal I could find in these colors, Multi-Strike. And I suppose Horseback Samurai helps a little bit too. This deck is still a work in progress. I have some thoughts of making it more aggressive and more consistent with early draw tools, but of everyone I've fought so far, this list just seems to dominate. And I'll prove that to you now with a little highlight match from my most recent Twitch stream, so you can see the true power of this deck list in action. I hope you enjoy, and thanks for watching. Auto-include in all decks? It feels like it, really feels like it. No creatures. We'll toss everything. Yeah, I don't really know what the strategy with mulliganing here is. Like in Faria, I know you can... It's often better to just mulligan everything because of how the mulligan system works. But like, something like Divine Knowledge might be okay to keep, I'm not sure. Just because it's like a turn 3 play. I guess it depends if you're going first or second too, because if you're going second, you can curve out into a 3 cost with the metal on turn 2, which is pretty neat. So maybe I should have held on to the draw card there. But we get rewarded with the Killer Monkey. This card also very nutty for a 1-drop. It's got Evade, so he moves twice as far, and then the Backstab, so almost a guaranteed 2 damage. Like this, basically a 2-1 when he's attacking, but then you can buff him with all these very nice buffs. And we get the Fat Bard. Cool. I'll put you there. I don't know how this interaction works with the Fat Bard and the Intent. Because you give a unit +2 attack this turn, and then can you swap it? And then what happens? Like, does he gain a temporary 2 life that turn, and then it goes away next turn, or does he keep the life? I don't know, I haven't tested this. I'll have to test it later today, maybe. Dwarven Mithril got a buff, so it seems kind of like a crazy card now. Muckety Muck, thanks very much for the follow. Our opponent did nothing, except that. And Deaths, thank you for the follow as well. Appreciate it. So let's probably play Fat Bard here. We could hit face for 6, or we could hit the structure. We probably want like efficient damage by hitting face, right? Should I try this? See what happens? Do you guys know how this works? Try the hidden intent? Okay, we'll just do it for science. Let's see what happens. Oh! Alright, look at that. Think you keep the HP. Yeah, that's super cool. Alright, that's really interesting. So that interaction does work, which means we get to build this thing up to even higher life. And then hopefully we draw into another swamp in the future. Yeah, that's a cool workaround to the temporary buff, huh? What did he play? Just healing? Okay. Our opponent's doing a lot of just drawing things. Alright, so we can use just Strength of Will. We will do this. Hopefully this doesn't end up killing my units. Oh right, sorry, I forgot that this one does swap to health, or it makes attack equal to health. Okay, that's nuts. This is dumb. 10 damage here. Whack. Wow. We're doing this deck. In before this guy drops some secret legendary. Yeah. Yeah, I imagine somebody else has thought up this list as well before. It seems pretty obvious, but it seemed more obvious even when the change on the Trapdoor Ninja happened. We went... Wow, that is so stupid. What was that, a turn 4 win? Oh my god.